Your child's core personality traits are pretty much set by the age of 5 to 6. How well do you know your child? I can teach you all the techniques, but if you do not understand your child's personality, if you don't know what their core needs, what's the drivers behind their behavior, it will be difficult for you to adapt those strategies to your child's personality. Therefore, they may not be that effective. It's not rocket science. You can learn this. In my system, there are just 7 personality types. Why is it helpful? Obviously, to you as a parent, you'll be able to understand your child better. Therefore, you can support them better. You can help them to use their strengths instead of focusing on the weaknesses. Therefore, it will be easier for your child to succeed in life. For me, as a practitioner, these tools give me psychic superpowers. As soon as I see the child, I hear them speak, or even prior to the appointment, I hear their mom or dad describing this child. I can understand now what is this personality type, and then I know how I can help them best. I know what drives him, I know this child's core needs, and I know what language to speak. Get ready to take notes. We're gonna go through it quickly, even though I'll share just a tiny bit today, but even that will help you to understand your child better. First personality type is a peacemaker. Calm, sensitive, gentle, and cooperative. Their motto is harmony first. I need peace and gentle guidance. What drives them? They want to keep things smooth, peaceful, calm, predictable. Their core fear is a conflict and pressure. Their needs: reassurance, predictable routine, emotional safety, and their priority, core priority, is feeling secure and understood. Keep your routine predictable, set clear expectations, give lots of reassurance, give them choices and gentle guidance. The next personality type is a friend. You can call them emotive or an empath. Even at this age, they're very aware of other people's feelings. Social, intuitive, very deeply aware of what is happening, how people feel. Their motto: connection matters, I need to be seen and cared for. Their drive: building relationship and helping others, yes, even at that age. And their core fear is a rejection, not being accepted, and also hurting someone or being hurt. Their needs: lots of emotional support and opportunities for social interaction. Their priority is feeling valued and empathetic. The tip here is to encourage these children to express their emotions through play or storytelling. They need lots of emotional nurturing, and they do need more help with emotional regulation. So make sure to apply all the skills that you will learn in this training. The next profile is the strategist. I know it sounds funny when we're talking about little kids, but remember, their personality, their core personality is already set. You can already recognize what kind of adult is emerging here. So the strategist, these kids are careful, for the most part cautious, maybe hesitant, take a little more time to make choice. Their motto, rules guide me, and I need safety and certainty. Their drive is to follow structure and avoid mistakes, because doing everything right means security. Their core fear is uncertainty and being unprepared. They need to have clear expectations and gradual exposure to new things. So these kids are first careful and cautious, and only then curious. Their priority is predictability and structure. They need to understand rules. Even at that age, once they learn the rules, they will start implementing them. They'll make sure that you too abide the rules. So the tip here, build their confidence, help them feel secure, create a predictable routine, and actually explain why you have a certain rule, what's behind it. If you're planning a vacation, start talking about it months ahead. Always tell them your plans for the next day. They really, really need this predictability. And by telling them your plans ahead of time, you'll have less temper tantrums. The next type is explorer. This is very energetic, curious type, always on the move. They cannot sit still. Their motto, adventures call, I need freedom and action. Their drive to explore, move, discover new things. Their core fear, being bored. This is a real thing. And even in their adulthood, this will be their biggest fear. Being bored, being restricted in some way, or being left out. They need active play, lots of play. They need new challenges, new spaces to explore. And their core priority is curiosity and excitement. If you recognize these traits in your child, understand, while they're very little, this is the time to teach them to channel this curiosity and find excitement in safe, healthy, non-destructive ways. Because if you don't teach that, your child, as an adult, this person will be looking for this thrill in places you wouldn't wish for them if they don't learn now to use their curiosity to explore something useful, non-harming, and find excitement in healthy ways. Later they will have a very destructive lifestyle. So the tip here, channel energy into structured play and hands-on learning. Allow for exploration within limits. And the next personality type is a dreamer. Very imaginative, creative, loves new ideas. Their motto, ideas flow and I need space to imagine and create. Their drive is to express imagination and explore possibilities. Their core fear is to being forced to conform and lose their creativity. What they need is creative outlets. They need open-ended tasks. They need lots of encouragement. And their core priority is expression, self-expression, creativity, and originality. So if they're doing something, even though it doesn't seem right, you still have to say this is the best thing ever. Because in their mind, it is the best thing. Maybe it has wrong shapes, wrong color, maybe it doesn't fit anywhere, but this is how they feel it should be. So the tip here is to offer open-ended activities. Set the flow, but don't set expectation of what it has to come to. Also give them opportunities for problem solving and avoid rigid restrictions. Even with their crafts, painting, drawing, these kids are so creative, they will be interested in 100 different things. Don't limit them. I remember my mom, when I was little, she had a rule. You can only take a clean notebook after you used every page in the notebook you're using right now. It was difficult for me because I was working on many different things, on the things that didn't belong in the same notebook, and my mom couldn't understand that. And it was very hurtful. And she also didn't like messes. She would say, you do one thing at a time. If you want to play with the Play-Doh, do the Play-Doh, then you put away, then do your painting. When you finished, you put that away and do something else. But when you have creative children, things flow so fast, you don't really have time to, be bothered with putting things away. So when you see the child that is, passionate, that really wants to do something, don't stop them. You can set a special time. It can be every day in the evening where you together organize and clean the room. Because if you're going to impose these rules, it stagnates the creativity, and at some point they will give up. And you do not want that to happen, because this is their core need. It will kill them. The next personality type is a thinker. They're observant, logical, very smart. They may notice everything. They may prefer solo play, and they will also need very careful planning. They're also introverted. You already see it even in a little child. They have, I can't say trouble socializing, they're just not very interested. They prefer to be in their own world. Their motto, thought, comes first. And I need clarity and understanding. You see now why they may not be that interested in interacting with other kids. Because then it's a noise, it's a distraction, but they are absorbed by their thought process. And they do need the space and the peace to be able to process those thoughts, to get understanding. Otherwise, they may get stuck up and get obsessed with this. Their drive is to understand, to plan, and to solve problems. This is a scientist and researcher in the making. Their fear is confusion, lack of understanding, being rushed or misunderstood. Their need is structured tasks. They need time to reflect, and they need clear instructions. And their priority is mastery and comprehension. So the tip here is to give these children structured tasks, give very clear instructions, and celebrate their effort and thoughtful work. Remember when we were talking about the importance of silence, this quiet time, silent breaks that you make for little children. These children, the thinkers, need that the most. There is so much going on in their head. They need silence to be able to process all the thoughts, to organize them and to understand them and to draw some sort of conclusion. And if you see they're, obsessed with something, they're withdrawn, know that they're working hard on something, you may offer to help them figure it out. Maybe express it in a drawing or through storytelling, so it's easier for them to organize their thoughts. And the next personality type is the watchful one, quiet, shy, hesitant to join groups, and careful in everything they do. And their motto is, I watch before I leap, I need trust and safety. And their drive is to observe and assess before acting. So if you see your child is hesitant to do something, don't push, give them time and offer reassurance. And their biggest fear is unfamiliar situations and big changes. So if you're recognizing these traits in your child, you need to take time to prep them for kindergarten, because for them this change can be especially difficult. So their needs are very gradual introduction to anything new, gradual exposure, lots of reassurance, and they really need supportive peers. Their core priority is security and readiness. So introduce new experiences very slowly, step by step, gently, with lots of reassurance, and help them to socialize and make friends. They really need to feel being accepted. Friendships do really mean a lot to these kids, and celebrate every small step. So now you know whose your child is, what their deepest fears, even if they're not able to express it yet. You know what they're afraid of. You know their drive, their priorities, their needs, and you know now how to support them. And also, I suggest go through the list again and see where you fit in. Remember, your personality traits already been set in early childhood. Of course, we grow, adapt, evolve, but that foundation, this core, it never changes. Analyze yourself and see if you're aware of your fears or you suppress them. Look at the needs and compare it with what you think you need. If you're having trouble reaching your goals, perhaps they're not resonant with your real needs. If you do not feel content with your life, if you feel as there's something's missing, look at the priorities. Perhaps you've been distracting yourself with the things that don't mean anything to you. And you thought you're here to learn how to prepare your kids for kindergarten. But I have to confess, I lured you into something bigger. Yes, of course, you will walk away knowing exactly how to help your little one succeed in school. But along the way, you are going to rediscover yourself. Because when you're looking at your child now through the lens of what you've learned here, you won't be able to help but recognize your own patterns. And you will understand what shaped who you are and what shaped your life. And this is a good thing, because once you see it, you can start breaking down all the unhelpful patterns. And instead of trying to be someone you're not, you can start cherish the real you. Stop fighting with your weaknesses, but instead focusing on your strengths. And you'll understand now why some moments with your child are easy, relaxed, and joyful, and some really push your buttons. You'll gain not only tools to help your child's readiness for the big changes in their life, but also you'll gain insights that can make your parenting calmer, your communication smoother, and your home much more harmonious. So yes, you came to help your child step confidently into kindergarten, but you will live with much more understanding of them and you, and that kind of readiness lasts a lifetime.